An easy red lentil soup full of protein, ready in just 35 minutes and costing us just over $1 per serving. Red lentils are such an inexpensive protein source. They're so versatile, they cook so quickly, and you have loved my other red lentil recipes. So I wanted to give you an easy, flavorful soup that you can throw together with ingredients you probably already have on hand. Heat a large pot over medium-low heat with a splash of oil. Saute half a sliced yellow onion and 2 cloves of minced garlic for just 1 to 2 minutes, being careful to not burn the garlic. Add 1½ cup small diced carrot, 1 cup sliced celery, and 1 cup corn kernels. Now the spices. Add salt and pepper to taste, 1 tablespoon curry powder, 1/4 teaspoon hot chili powder or cayenne pepper, 1/4 teaspoon ground cinnamon, and 1/2 teaspoon ground coriander or cumin. Stir in the spices and cook with the lid of the pot on for 5 minutes to allow the vegetables to steam, stirring periodically if needed. You may have noticed that I used frozen corn in here, and I often use frozen celery, so feel free to change up the vegetables, use what you have on hand. Because this soup is partially blended, if you use something like frozen peas or another green vegetable, the color might change a little bit, but it'll still probably taste delicious. Leeks, cauliflower, diced bell pepper could all work really well in this. Just remember that the smaller you chop those harder vegetables, the quicker they will cook. After 5 minutes, add in 2 cups dry red lentils that have been rinsed in cold water and 7 cups vegetable broth. It's a good idea to rinse dried lentils, just as you might rinse dried beans before cooking them. This way you'll remove any dust or dirt that may have snuck in with these tiny pulses. And here are the 2 things that make this recipe so thrifty. Lentils swell in volume as they cook, like rice or dried beans. So the 2 cups of dried red lentils that we put in here are going to swell to 5 cups, and that's what thickens this soup. And the other thrifty tip is to use homemade broth. And if you haven't watched my video on how to turn your veggie scraps into nearly free vegetable broth, then go there next. Bring the broth to a boil, then reduce the heat to a simmer, cover, and allow the soup to cook for 10 minutes until the lentils are cooked and the carrots are soft. Blend half the soup using an immersion blender to create that thicker consistency. If you don't have an immersion blender, you can leave the soup like this. It'll be thinner, but still delicious. You can transfer half the soup to a stand blender, and you can do that right away if it can process hot liquids, but if not, you might have to let the soup cool down a little bit. And if you prefer a fully pureed soup, then blend away. I love getting some greens into my day by finishing this soup with a couple handfuls of spinach or your leafy green of choice. Garnish with fresh cilantro or celery leaves, and enjoy this curried lentil soup with some roti or naan. This easy red lentil soup serves 6 and costs me just under $6.50 to make using my homemade broth. If I use store-bought broth, it can add up to $6 to the recipe cost. So if saving a little bit of money at the grocery store is important to you, or if you just like getting more out of the ingredients that you buy, then check out my homemade broth video. And if this super soft roti is catching your eye, then you're in luck, because it is so easy and so much fun to make that we're going to do it for a video next Sunday. This recipe is linked below for you. Hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications so you know when we post, and we will see you in the next one.